Zafar Abundance Wala, and you're watching Global Abundance Organization GAO TV. And today we have got our guest, Mr. Anand Damani, a fellow chartered accountant, entrepreneur, a group CEO of Galaxy Weblinks, with over 3 decades of experience in business, technology, and leadership. He is also a philosopher and mentor whose work explore the intersection of economics, sustainability, and human coexistence. सर वेलकम अबोर्ड और काइंडली अपना छोटा सा इंट्रोडक्शन हमें दे दें, अदरवाइज जो आपका तो 1 घंटे में भी इंट्रो कंप्लीट नहीं होगा। मैं आपका प्रोफाइल पढ़ रहा था, आपने क्या कुछ नहीं किया हुआ सर। ओवर टू यू।
Jafarji, I am very lucky to have stumbled upon your website and understood the mission that you have started. It's an amazing thing for us in this contemporary world to be able to really explain to people that humanity needs to take a U-turn. There is a theory of U that's very, very popular in the US in the management circles these days. The reality of existence, the way the planet is positioned now, humanity as a whole, as a species, has to take a U turn. We need to move away from the created scarcity mindset and understand the reality of abundance. And you are doing a phenomenal job of collecting all the people who have some information about this, which can be collated and presented to the general audience that makes sense in their daily living.
सर थैंक यू सो मच सर। आपका जो काम है इतना अमेजिंग है कि वो मेरे लिए बहुत खुशी और फख्र है कि आपको मैं कनेक्ट कर पाया और मैं आपको ला सका अबंडेंस शो तक। मैं बहुत मशहूर हूँ आपके वक्त, आप बहुत बिजी आदमी हैं। सर आपका जो रिसेंट आर्टिकल है, द अर्थ इज रिच, सो आर द एनिमल एंड प्लांट्स, व्हाई आर ह्यूमन पुअर? You argue that nature has always provided abundance, yet humans continue to experience poverty and scarcity. Where do you believe this disconnect begins? Is poverty primarily a lack of resources, or is it a coexistence, or it's a consequence of the way we've designed our economic system and our mindset?
So that's a very, very fundamental question that we need to understand. That see, the every planet is in the cycle of evolution. So our planet, which we call as Earth, became enriched enough for human beings to evolve on this planet. So only a rich planet will be the place where you will find the species like Homo sapiens, the whole hominoid series from Homo erectus to Homo sapiens. The journey has been possible because of abundance.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I mean, can I pose next question,
Okay, sure, go ahead.
or you have to like some share or something more? Okay. And my next question is: you suggest that concept like ownership, possession, and money are human inventions that have moved us away from coexistence in today's world, where economies are built on private ownership and competition. How can businesses and individuals embrace your philosophy of coexistence without sacrificing innovation, entrepreneurship, or economic growth?
Absolute. This is the way forward. When we look at the collective wealth of the planet is the primary mover of all economic activities. anything that any human being does is making the natural wealth into a form that can be used by human being in a daily living. So the whole concept of wealth creation and GDP are all man-made creations. Money as a medium of exchange is a man-made creation. We started with barter. Why did barter start? Because we started living together. Why did we start living together? Because agriculture was invented. Before agriculture came in, human beings were never poor. Whichever side they looked, they had enough material in nature, they ate what they could, and they moved on. So, the settled society is the first step where human beings understood that for the work that I do today, I will get fruits from the farm 4 months from now, 5 months from now. So that was a very long period where humanity understood that they can grow. Agriculture is one of the initiators where we started linking our effort to output. Till then, we never worried who planted the tree. We just ate the fruit and enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. One of your most fascinating ideas is the distinction between existential reality and perceived reality. Could you explain these concepts with practical examples? How do our belief, identities, religions, and social systems shape a perceived reality that often separates us from interconnected reality you describe?
Human beings are a thinking species. They are different from all the other species that came before them. So, if we look at nature and how enrichment happens, in every planet, a planet is a collection of a few elements who have come together and formed a solid stuff. Those elements, when they interact with each other and the impact of the other celestial bodies, they get enriched, they form more and more elements. Once the required number of elements are there in any planet, then you have the chemical reaction where two things which are extremely opposite, one that burns and one that helps burning, they join together to create a altogether new property, that is putting out fire. So the formation of water is a very big step in the enrichment of any planet. Once the water is formed, then you have algae and other sort of thing coming in, and then there are a variety of things. So the enrichment keeps going on. The soil is happy to lend its nutrients to the green vegetation, and the green vegetation process it and they give back and enrich the soil. This whole process continues for millions of years, and then you have the freedom quest. The trees are tied to the soil, and now you want beings which are free from the soil. So you have these insects and moths and different kinds of things evolving. This evolution continues. The flora and fauna keep enriching the whole atmosphere. And then you have mammals who don't need the earth for their young ones. They produce their young ones out of their own bodies. All the animals, they are all controlled and governed by their heredity. The genomic structure is the whole control mechanism as long as the animal kingdom evolves. In the human being, the impact of genes is not enough. Human beings want to understand, they want to experience, they want to know. So, this whole concept of imagining, of perceiving, starts only with the human beings. Human beings are classified as an intelligent animal. They are not just intelligent, they are capable of creating realities within themselves which may exist, which may not exist. So
Oh my
that is where
goodness.
you come to the concept of the perception, the imagination, the thinking that this is something that is real. And to understand this, they found language. Okay, the animals have some special sounds which express certain emotions. That is all they do. Human beings created language which could explain things from one generation to another. So that is the beauty of the human being and the whole process. We are grateful to all our forefathers, all the generations before us. They wanted their children to be happy. They wanted their children to live in an orderly way. They wanted their children to be organized. And human beings, to organize themselves, created so many structures, so many systems, so many ways of looking at things, and many of them are real, they help them. A few of them are not real. So now we are in a situation where we can question them and complete them, add more content so that it becomes complete. So the perceived reality, whichever is in alignment with existential reality, that we keep, and any perceived reality which we don't see in existence, we open it threadbare. We use spirituality, we use science, we use our understanding with each other, and then get rid of those perceptions which are not real. Was it making
Oh,
sense? Or if there is any question within this question or with my explanations, I would be more than happy to explain to you.
okay, that's amazing. I mean, since this is an icebreaker, so in fact, each of the terminology needs a podcast. So I mean, this is just an icebreaker. This is an introductory session. So in the next sessions, we'll go in details from zero to next. One of
So then
your
you can always stop me whenever I spread out. See, what happens is everything is so interconnected.
true
So if
that
I go deeper into an question that you feel now is not the correct in the introductory podcast, you are always free to pause me. All that I say is a proposal. What I want to tell your audience is don't believe anything that I say.
what you have done so far is so amazing, and it is unwinding me to the fact, and it is I am discovering the reality. Otherwise, I was living in scarcity. I mean, you're tuning me into abundance. I suppose anyone who is coming to your blog section or who's following you, he is bound to be rich. He is bound to be rich. I mean, there is no other way that somebody is following you and he's not becoming abundance. It's not only financial rich, but mentally and thinking wise, and there's a lot of many meanings and manifestations of richness. So one of your most fascinating ideas is the distinction. Okay, I've got this. The next is your journey is this question is very close to my heart. Your journey is quite unique. You are a chartered accountant, a technology entrepreneur, a business mentor, and someone deeply engaged in philosophy, sustainability, and human development. How these different roles influenced each other? Has has your understanding of business changed because of your philosophy, or did your entrepreneurial experiences shape your philosophy?
That's a very very personalized question, and I love that you asked it. I am evolving. I don't say that one walk of my life or one facet of life was in silo. The whole set of people, from my school teachers to my business friends to my employees to my family, to everybody has contributed in his own sweet way into completing me. So this state of completion that one attains is making them very humble, very simple, and very grounded to the reality that my role now is only to help people understand. It is always in the form of a proposal with a clear advice कि please don't blindly believe it, because you are a homo sapien just like me. Between you and me, there is no difference in the potential, in the goal. The journeys are different, but the goal of every human being and the potential of every human being, they are the same. Once you get this understanding, then every interaction every day is a blessing to you. So my business, my studies, my technical expertise, my interactions with all my global clients, understanding them as human beings. When I travel across continents to my clients, I just make one request: I am coming to your city if you allow me to stay in your home. I don't need a hotel. I can afford hotels. I have stayed in enough hotels. Now I want to connect to you at the level where you are very transparent. See, every human being, he does all his business, he earns everything, and when he comes home, he wants to give all the money to the family to get their love. He wants to give all the money to all his relatives to get respect. So, valuing those human components, making those connections becomes my business goal. It becomes my mentoring goal. I don't want to mentor anyone. I want to help him become a mentor so that the whole chain goes on. There are many concepts of pay it forward. That is an experiment that has been done extensively by many people at many places. Service Now is an organization that has really nailed it, paying it forward. So when I mentor someone, I am not giving him anything. I am helping him become a mentor so that this continuation happens.
Thank you so much. You often talk about ideas such as minimalism, sustainability, universal basic income, and business that enrich both people and planet. If you had the opportunity to redesign our economic system from the ground up, what would it look like? And what role should business leaders, economists, educators, and young entrepreneurs play in creating that future?
This is the power of the perception. We are now taking up a hypothetical question. Why would I need to develop a system from the ground up? I am so grateful there are so many systems developed by so many people all working in tandem. Whichever point, whichever space those systems are lacking, Just help those systems get into those points. People are talking of corporate social responsibility. People are talking of carbon credits. People are talking of ESG. People are talking of national wealth. People are talking about aborigines. You know, Canada as a country calls First Nation the people who are originally from Canada. All the settlers who came and damaged the whole ecosystem, they consider themselves as outsiders. They respect the local people and call them First Nation. So the system is there. We need to practice it a little more, practice a little transparently, practice this as possible in the convenient way, in the circumstances you are living in. On the whole, if you feel ki you are adding value, you are being just, you are not exploiting, and neither allowing anyone to exploit you, that is the simple way. So trying to build anything from ground up, asking people to leave what they are doing, asking people to stop whatever they are doing, is not practical. Helping people, see, we have come here, we are capable of going to that place. We are, as a species, having the opportunity to enrich the planet as a whole. Instead of exploiting the planet, we can work towards and enrich the planet. There are, at least to my knowledge, enough number of disconnected ways of people doing the exact work that we are talking about. And internet is there, it will connect everyone, it will help everyone absorb each other's good things, and then and grow. It is all organic. I don't need any system, I don't need any rules, any diktat, any forcing. The beauty about truth is it's so simple. We have got used to complicating things. Now from these complications we will go to simplicity.
Anand Damani, chartered accountant and very prominent figure in India, and group CEO of Galaxy Weblinks, and founder and director, founder and mentor, founder and and you've been mentoring a lot of organization of individuals. What was the point of time when you thought that we are living in scarcity, or we are tuned into scarcity, and let's get rid of this scarcity mindset and let's tune into abundance? What was the point of the time that you realized and then you started working, and what made you so?
I would say I was lucky enough. I was born in a family where there was abundance. I remember my childhood days when I used to always talk about giving people a lot of things, giving people a lot of ways to help them sustain themselves. And through my education, I had a opportunity to visit the Vivekananda Rock Memorial in Kanyakumari. uh, when I was a kid, and there's a very rough jetty, and when people align, there are two people in the rock, on the rock, they help those people get properly on the rock and not fall in between. So one of the guys caught my arm, the other guy slipped, and I was dangling between the boat hitting the rock and wooden splitters spoiling out, and I was very close to just getting lost. And then I got on the rock and I went around it. It was huge for a 7-year-old boy to see that rock. If you have seen it, I don't know. It was very, very huge. And then I was left wondering ki what would have prompted one gentleman to swim all the way from the mainland to come here, sit here, and meditate for 3 days. What could have been the driving force? So that at a very young age pushed me into asking questions. So all my teachers were good enough. They borne my questions. They pushed me into reading books. They took me to the library. They showed me the encyclopedias, and they told me, okay, if you have questions which are out of our syllabus, go here. And that way, I just kept reading, as well as when I did my CA, I started my business, and then the business started flourishing, and I never really felt like scarcity touched my life. I don't know. It's the, I would say, the luck of all the people, the blessings of all the people that helped me pick this topic of abundance. And then I was one of the early adopters of internet. When internet was launched, the rate for accessing internet was 16 rupees per minute, Indian INR. And those times I picked up internet, I started reading more on the internet. I followed so many blogs. I see, no, blogs were not available then, but then internet was available. Then slowly podcasts and blogs and reading material, and so many good people trying to do so many good things on the planet started maybe reaching to me just the way we got connected. And that's it. That's where I stand today. I sincerely hope that the framework that I have come up with, people enrich the framework, people follow the framework, and they help it become a driving force. It affects the education, it affects the political system, it affects the business community, it affects the way people interact with each other. And that's my sincere desire.
Thank you so much, Anand bhai. Any one, two, three steps that one can just take a decision, uh, stop scarcity mind, and start abundance thinking, like switching from scarcity to abundance. What are the steps? One, two, three.
The first step I would say is to understand that there are these two mindsets. And if he agrees that there are these two kinds of mindsets, that would be the very, very important, very, very challenging thing to do. Because once you see both these mindsets being there, you internally know where do you like to be. So the litmus test is already inbuilt in every human being. He has just got to know that there are these two kinds of mindsets possible. Till he says that there is no way of having an abundance mindset, there is only this scarcity mindset, and this is all that exists. That will be a very tough nut to crack. Because people, we see society around us, deprivation is a very, very accepted thing in humanity. No animals feel deprived. You can't see any animal that feels deprived. So that feeling of deprivation is a man-made thing, that is scarcity mindset, and the feeling of abundance is a natural thing that is possible. That shift is not going to be easy for people.
Oh my. And how about the society that we keep thinking that being poor is like out of faith, maybe out of fate. also. And like, I mean, so my father was poor, my forefather were poor, so am I. So, I mean, how do, I mean, and we are limited to resources. Whenever we think of poverty or abundance, we generally people think abundance means having a lot of money. Although it's part of it, it's part of abundance, but it is an all concept of abundance. So how to drive from scarcity to abundance? This mindset who's only a, a resource based thinker.
Very, very well said. See, the term resource, I think you should refer to the Twitter post when it was Twitter, now it is X. I made about 7, 8 years ago when I tried to differentiate between what a resource means. I need certain things to nourish my body, and then I need certain things to nourish the internal soul or atma or the energy or the so whatever name we give it. It is in existence which everybody can know. There is something known as the I. So the I needs things that are permanent, that are unlimited. There is no time when the I doesn't need love or respect or belonging. And the nature has created things in such a way that the planet has more stuff than what all the bodies put together can consume. So if we feel hungry, we need food. Once you are satiated, once your stomach is full, or when you are no longer hungry, if you take in more food, you will vomit. So that has been a natural way things have been designed. So the physical earth provides more material than required for the physical bodies. And the virtual self or the soul or whatever we give it a name, maybe we can have a separate podcast discussing about this, but that is capable of giving out infinite love. If I give you all the love that I have right at this moment, I am still left with all the love that I had. So that makes it, that gives a very interesting mathematical formula which you will find in one of my posts. N minus n equals n. So the things that we need which are there, they are available with all the human beings. Every human being can give infinite quantity of love, infinite quantity of belonging, infinite quantity of respect, and he can consume them also. So that reality has to be seen. It may take time for everyone to make that his own, and that is the time, that is the steps that you said, ki how do we move from scarcity mindset. So once you see this in reality, every day you start contemplating about it, you think about it, you discuss with your family, with your friends, and with your people, ki, okay, if I want to give you love or money, what do you want? They'll ask money, 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 and then sometime they'll say, no, I have had enough money, I need love.
Great. Anand bhai, you are my brother from another mother. Honestly, you're so close to my heart. You think so clearly, and the clarity of your mind, I really salute. My last question is about your life journey. Would you like to narrate us your life journey?
Oh, see, this is I started studying philosophy at a young age, as I told you. I first read a lot of Krishnamurti, Jiddu Krishnamurti. I read a lot of Ramakrishna Paramahams. And then I moved on to Greek history. I read Aristotle, I read Plato, I read Socrates. And then I moved on to uh, current gurus that are there, the art of living, the Isha yoga. And then I read a lot of science, from Newtonian science to the Einsteinian science. I've been a voracious reader. You can ask me anything about quantum theory, about gravitational theory, about the electromagnetic fields, about the neuroscience. I keep reading and I enjoy taking in information and collating them. So when I got in touch with A. Nagarajji of Madhyasth Darshan, there I found the answers to all the questions that I had. And during my interactions with around 6,000 hours of audio that has been recorded, where IIT graduates, IIM graduates have questioned him continuously, and he was giving them answers just off the shelf, as if it's so clear and it's so simple. And the simplicity, the practical use, and the way he said, okay, you have to first, at the family level, get everyone to understand ki as a family what is your role in the whole society. It,
Anandji, just say, I like to pause. What were your questions before we go for the answers? That your questions from A. Nagraji.
my question to him was that ki, why are we not happy? So happiness was the question that I had for him, and his answer was very straightforward. If you have clarity, you are happy. That's it.
Oh,
Human being is a scientifical, neurologically developed brain power with the coexon, that term which I use. So there is a full article explaining the whole process, which I have tried to formulate based on his teachings that I have heard. So there is a full lexicon where I explain these terms, as well as uh, get people clear. Happiness is equal to clarity. Clarity is equal to happiness. Say, no, no, what I know is incomplete and that is full. So that is the whole issue.
and that's the general issue also. I mean, what I have, whatever knowledge I have, I'll always ask. No, I know the best. I mean, whether I'm there, listen to me. Don't you listen to me? No, you. Oh my goodness! I mean, my mind is so fixed, and there's it's not. It's a fixed mindset. It's a scarcity mindset. We are untouchable. I don't know. Though, I mean, if you talk to me on any topic, I'll be there for any topic. But when it comes to my field that I earn bread and butter through, there I'll be, zipped. I mean, else, I mean, I know everything. So I don't know. I mean, how, and we are doing it for centuries, and we are not evolving. Like, I mean, if you read there was a book written around maybe 4 centuries earlier. It was written by a doctor who was serving Mughals then, and
Mhm.
then he wrote about our cultures, our the way we live, and these are same in that book, like maybe for around more than 3 centuries earlier, it was written, and you would find the same things. There is a chicken shop, and there is a meat shop, and then there is a bakery, and then there is a dudwala there. I mean, there's a milk shop, and my goodness, everything is all jumbled up, and you would find it still there, and we are living in still. I mean, forget. I mean, except those new like new housing colonies or so. but we are living the same. But if even if we have shifted the muhallas to the housing colonies, but our mindset remains same. That's why we are fighting. And Anand bhai, one more thing.
Hmm.
The abundance to me is peace. And why I started this abundance show is just because that in the area we live, you and me live together, it is not only scarcity mentality that we are fixed mindset that we do not allow ourselves to grow, but also we we've got so small mind that I mean I cannot accept your reality. I cannot respect you being a different religion, you being a different sect, you being a different creed and whatever. I mean, I want you to like what I like. I want you to eat what I eat. I want you to do what I do. I want you to do what I think, what is right. And we are so strong, headstrong in such ideas that we've been fighting for almost a century now. It's been eight decades now. Although the world has came to an idea that this we've got only one planet, that is Earth. Let us not screw this. We are we are resident of the planet Earth. Okay, we are nationals of different countries and so, but the coexistence of the core theme of abundance show is uh, coordination, collaboration, cooperation, respecting each other, living together, and like winning together. It's not that India loses, Pakistan wins. Pakistan wins, India loses. No. Now, at like I mean, if we are both of the countries are super nuclear powers, what if any of the country uses any of the countries, even forget about India and Pakistan, any country in the world, we are already at the verge of melting our glaciers. The temperature has gone so high. Anything happens in any part of the world, anywhere, and it raises the temperature. Glaciers gonna melt, and there will be tsunamis, ritas, and the things you will be drawn over. So now we need to be abundant. I think this is not out of option. It is compulsion, and this is the only way forward. As you said, I mean, I love what you're doing. I have huge respect for the thinking you have, and that's the abundance mindset. And I need honestly, and we all need this earth need, and we need like 8 billion people need people like Anand, yourself. Anand, I cannot thank you enough for being abundant mindset and teaching us abundance. Any planet and any message to the planet?
My message to anyone is clarity brings happiness, confusion brings pain, and being clear requires you to be open. When you say you are open, that means you are willing to listen, you are willing to take in things without judgment, without passing any barriers or restriction, and then see how you feel inside. If it is expanding you, it is useful information. If it is contracting you, it's not a useful information. And this litmus test is available with a child that is 8-year old, a man who is going to die the next moment. Any information that comes to you, if it is expanding you as a person, that is information that will help you, that will help you get clarity. If you are getting in any information that is restricting you, curtailing you, dividing things between your two, then you know that that information is not the complete truth. It needs more context, it needs more uh, guiding north stars, and go and find them. Don't negate it. Find more relevant information to make it complete.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anand Damani, chartered accountant from India, co-founder of lots of organization, and he's a mentor, he's a technologist, super entrepreneur, and most above all, he's an abundant personality. He is tuned into abundance, and he is tuning the planet into abundance mindset. Thank you so much. Before I leave, I like to know that when next are we meeting?
I have this priority in mind. So whenever you want me to have a specific discussion where you want to do deep dive, where you have some people who have asked some serious questions, or there are some uh, matters where you think from this complicated structure, how can we move to simple clarity? I would be more than willing to be available. There is no limitation on the number of times I'll be available, neither on the time I'll be available. We can always fix schedules in such a way that if you want to have a sequence of regular interactions, that would be okay. I'm open 24 hours. I would love to disseminate this information and let people take in only that which expands them.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. And Anand, my brother from another mother, thank you so much. Stay blessed and see you soon.
Yep. Thank you. It was really, really kind